It's time for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Brewed Awakening Coffee, with 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, Highway 62 412 at Balmer Boulevard, and the Walmart East Plaza. And now, Down on the Corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas. It is Wednesday, November 29th, 2017. It is 7 a.m. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Down on the Corner program. Dale Hoffman, your host, along with Jerry Hogan and Scooter at the director's table over here. How's everybody doing today?
Good.
I'm doing good this morning.
Yeah,
Actually, I am.
Slept good, feel good.
November's almost over.
Boy, it is. Here comes December.
Yes, sir. You got your Christmas lights up?
Just about, yeah. You gonna put your Santa hat on Friday?
Of course I am. I get into Christmas
Yeah,
spirit.
little red nose.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Yeah. What about you, Scooter?
I'll have my bells on.
That's a scary sight.
That's a scary.
That's all I'm gonna say.
But you know what? That did make my day, my whole year, when I went there and ate the old time. And I can't believe when you lost that bet.
That was not. I made a bet, and I've learned not to do this with my family.
Who'd you bet with?
Amanda and Caitlin.
What do you mean not to do it? I thought it was fantastic, man.
What were you dressed like, an elf?
Yeah.
It was, but they had me in these, what are these, leggings they call them?
Green ties.
That fit my daughter.
Right.
It took all 3 of us to get it on. By 9 o'clock, I had no circulation left.
And the whole town was taking pictures with it.
Yeah, and then
I vaguely remember this.
I had Skippy shorts and
and
they really took care of me.
And a little hat that you can shoot a basketball in.
Yeah, I had these antlers.
Oh yeah.
And you get these 3 rings, and you had to try to throw the rings and see if you could land it on the antler. And if you did, you get a free glass of water.
Man, you got to come in here and do a show with that on.
I don't know.
Got to.
I don't know if I think I burned it all.
I don't blame you. As you heard Jacqueline say in the introduction, Brewed Awakening Coffee has 3 locations to serve you: Balmer Boulevard and Walmart East Plaza, along with Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby. Best coffee in town. Did
Yes,
Dennis
sir.
get some? Oh yeah, Dennis has got some Brewed Awakening down there, don't you, Dennis? All right.
I'll warn you, that's worse than 10W30. I mean, it's heavyweight. It's leaded.
Hey guys, come on, it's real coffee. There's real coffee. Brewed Awakening, the best coffee in town. Check them out. If you've not tried Brewed Awakening, you're not getting the right kind of coffee. No. This is real coffee.
Good stuff.
You bet.
Good stuff.
What do we got going on?
Black Friday shopping going on.
Let's. You want to do the morning prayer before we get into?
No, let's get into this first. Then
Okay.
I'll do this.
Okay.
Got a nice little note from Dave Capper, our friend at Trinity Lutheran Church, pastor. In fact, he did part 2 of our Thanksgiving show. Mm-hmm. That's kind of a tradition. I enjoy Pastor Capper, and does a great job with Trinity Lutheran Church here in town. VBS, they have their community kids. Let me start over. The community is welcome to Christmas for Kids Vacation Bible School at Trinity Lutheran Church, Saturday, December 2nd from 9:30 to 1:30 at no charge for ages 3 through 12. And I tell you what, he does a fantastic job with this. They have Bible lessons and crafts and snacks and things going on, and it's a lot of fun. 424-2888 is the phone number, 424-2888, Trinity Lutheran Church. It's just north of Highway 5 at the College and 5 junction right there. And it's going to be a lot of fun. 9:30 to 1:30, December 2nd, for no charge, kids 3 through 12, 424-2888, Trinity Lutheran Church, Pastor Dave Capper. What do you got over there?
Since we're doing PSAs first, I've got one that one of my wrestling moms gave me, so I better
get that one
announce it. They're doing a blood drive at the Baxter Regional Medical Center. Wednesday, December 6th from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And it's there at Hospital Drive. And if you need more information, you can call 1-800 Red Cross or visit redcrossblood.org. They're needing to do a blood drive. They're needing blood, so they're encouraging everybody to come up. And I've been told that it's mandatory that I give blood, so I'm going to have to go over there.
You got to go give some blood, don't you?
Yeah.
First Baptist Church presents Living Nativity. The Living Nativity is a unique Christmas experience for all families. A free driving tour includes outdoor scenes and carolers celebrating first Christmas, indoor activities, refreshments, crafts, and gifts. Takes place December 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th from 6 to 8 p.m. First Baptist Church on Spring Street, 1205 Spring Street. Let's check them out at fbcmh.com. Now we can do our morning prayer. What do you say? Please join us as we have our morning prayer. Heavenly Father, it just seems to be a lot of sexual misconduct, as they call it, in Washington these days, and then domestic violence is out of control in our area. Violence cures nothing. In fact, violence causes more violence. And Lord, I'm angry about the reports of men sexually abusing women and young girls, especially here in Baxter County. There's absolutely no reason for this, and my prayer today, Lord, is you give us wisdom to know who the victims are and how to get them out of these bad situations. And that's my prayer today. Amen.
Amen.
And so,
And if you need help and are in that position, go to the Serenity House.
Go to Serenity House.
They'll help you out.
Yeah, I had some reports come through, and may have some young people watching, so we won't get into details, but it's pretty rough Thanksgiving weekend for domestic violence in Baxter County over the weekend. So
I hate to hear that.
Well, I got one PSA. I
Okay,
didn't know we was
all
going
right.
to do the PSAs on the front end.
I'm all over on the camera trying to.
I bet.
He changed,
I like to keep him
he
on it.
changed my whole routine
Yeah.
here, so
Let's just do the weather at the end of the show. How will that be?
we're gonna mess it all
We
up.
just come in the back door today. But December 2nd, City Bull Shows, White River Chamber of Commerce is going to have their second annual Light Up the Christmas Night Parade. So, folks in Bull Shows,
A lot of
glad
fun.
to see y'all get that
Awesome.
kicked off, man.
That is cool.
There's a lot of little communities this year coming out, been doing it 1 or 2 years, so I think it's awesome. And I drove around Mountain Home yesterday. I didn't see a whole lot of Christmas lights, so some people need to get on the ball here, really, man. It's for the kids.
We got lights up at the restaurant already, and
Yeah.
we got our Christmas tree up at home, and
Yeah, there was a few little pockets area, but man, that ain't Christmas like I remember.
Yeah.
You could drive down entire streets would be lit
Oh,
up.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, I remember Christmas decorations so bright you turned the streetlights off.
and this year they said there's more Christmas spending going on than what we had in 2007. So I know people are out there. People have jobs. People making money.
Take the time to decorate.
Absolutely.
I'm working on it now. So
I wanted to let everybody know again that we got our wrestling tournament this Saturday.
Yep.
It's a youth wrestling tournament. There'll be ages 5 to 14, and it'll be at the high school gym. And we are definitely looking for volunteers. It takes about 30-something volunteers to pull it off. We have lost our high school team this year as far as they're going to another tournament, so I'm not able to use them as workers. So we definitely are looking for volunteers. Anybody interested, and just give me a call directly. My number is 870-404-5981, and we will get them lined out. And it'll be very grateful for them kids. I mean, they
bet.
deserve this.
let's talk about Sears for a minute, because they sponsor our weather.
There you go. They do.
Hometown Sears store.
Good place, man.
I love it. Love it. Sears has been a part of the American culture for well over 100 years. Probably 100 and
We were talking when we had her in here last time
130.
about they used to do home kits
yeah. Oh yeah.
and all sorts of things that you wouldn't have thought about. You know,
Oh,
that they
we
used
look
to,
forward, even as kids, we look forward to the Sears catalog, especially that Christmas book.
Yeah,
You know,
Mhm.
and the race car sets and the train sets and all the little things they had. They had some pretty cool things.
The Montgomery Ward one was junk, but the Sears one was a
Sears was
prized
always top
possession.
quality. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was always top quality, whether the spring and summer book, the fall and winter, or the Christmas. But days gone by. Let's take a quick look at your weather, brought to you by your local hometown Sears store. They're just back over there a little bit. Back behind, where are they back behind? They're by Orscheln's and back behind Wendy's. Real easy to get in and out. Beautiful store. Tools, mechanics tools, woodworking tools, appliances,
and even TVs.
and even TVs.
There you go.
Even TVs.
I have to do that just for Jerry.
Well, that should be their tagline, man.
And even TVs.
They even have TVs.
It's like they're a rarity around
Yeah.
here. So, 51
In a hardware
degrees.
store, it is.
51 degrees about over 49 at Harrison. I don't know about this. 38 at Hardy, 34 at Mountain View, 49 at Yellville, 34 at Marshall, 38 Poplar Bluff, 52 at Branson. And I refreshed this thing 3 times today. I don't know if these temperatures are right. Anyway, you can see the temperatures on your screen. Here's the exciting part. There's rain on the radar.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, northwest Arkansas, southwest
No.
Missouri, northeast Oklahoma, and southeast Kansas.
That is a first in a long time.
I mean, most generally, I mean, how many times we've seen it in Oregon and California and then in New England area. But I'm going to highlight, instead of going to southwest Missouri or northwest Arkansas, Scooter, I'm going to hit that Tulsa radar because that's where we get the best stop. Here's your Tulsa area radar, and that gives you the 4-state area: Arkansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Kansas. You can see it there at Joplin, just east of Coffeyville, Kansas. Fort Smith, Fayetteville, Rogers, all that getting rain right now. Interstate 40 down to Russellville getting some shower activity, and Bella Vista all the way back up into Joplin. Boy,
The question is it coming our way?
I don't think so. I was watching Channel 3 last night. Abby was on, I think, at 5, and she says this particular system may skirt to the southwest of Baxter County.
Oh man.
It just depends. Well, let me see if I can put it in motion.
Yeah, put that dude in a loop.
Let's see. We're going to hit that loop right here. I mean,
Yep, I can get it. There we go.
well, now it's this particular system's moving northeast. I thought she said southwest, so I don't know. Maybe I probably missed
Probably
it.
switched around. I mean, you never know where the currents are, but
But see, no, that's due to go up into Branson and Springfield by that movement that we're seeing there. Now, did I hear correctly? Did I hear that the city of Mountain Home is under a burn ban?
Yeah.
Dennis, have you heard anything about a burn
Pretty
ban in
much
Mountain
so.
Home?
I have not heard.
I think there was a citywide burn ban issued, but
That was yesterday or the day before. Baxter County put out a burn ban.
well, no, I haven't heard from the county. There's 2 separate burn bans that can be issued.
Well, Baxter County put one out. Baxter County 911.
Yeah, I know,
Put
but
out
the
there.
city also has to issue one. Last I heard, you have to have a
Oh,
city
really?
and a county. But nevertheless, if you're in the city, the county don't burn. I mean, you light a match right now, Mountain Home is going to burn to Jefferson City, Missouri. It's so dry.
Yeah,
It really is.
it really is.
Anyway, that's your radar right there, and the weather brought to you by your hometown Sears store. Please shop local, and be sure to check out all the good things at Sears Craftsman Tools. Did you say they had
Whirlpool,
Kenmore.
Kenmore. They got lawnmowers.
They got really good lawnmowers.
Yeah, they got name brand, good quality items out there.
Last forever. I don't know what I'd do without my Craftsman tools.
yeah, I've got Craftsman in my house, and I love it because something breaks. I'm like, here, it broke. I need a new one.
They're changing a wheel bearing one time. Needed a breaker bar. I left my half-inch drive breaker bar in Nashville with my brother. My nephew's restoring a 55 Plymouth, and he needed my half-inch drive set. Hey, where are you going to go? Go to Sears. I got a really nice 18-inch half-inch drive breaker bar. Good price on it. Went home, knocked the nut loose. It worked.
It'll work.
It'll work. What else we got, Scooter? It's almost time for a break.
Yeah, it's about time. I'm PSA'd out. I got.
Can we show this
everything I
website
needed.
right here?
Yeah, you bet.
This is the Arkansas Game and Fish website, and Dennis Dunderdale's here, and Dennis is coming over from when we did the radio show over at Mountain Talk, and of course brought over here. And be sure to follow along, and I'm sure we'll be able to go through this from time to time while Dennis is here. And with Game and Fish, this is a very, very good website. And so go ahead and log into your computer or iPhone. In fact, you can go to, let's go back to the camera shot real quick and we'll show folks here. You can get an iPhone app, AGFC, and you get just basically the same thing that's on the website. So you can even check game from your phone. You know?
You can. Actually, I'll talk a
Yeah.
bit about that.
So stay tuned. We got some.
I use that app. I mean, you
Oh,
can
yeah.
actually get your hunting license through there. You can get everything. through
Everything right
anymore.
there. So stick around. Break time. I'm out of coffee. More Brewed Awakening for my cup coming up. Be right back.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Coming in 2018, VHF Archery Range, brought to you by DeerHunterFan.com TV and Steadyform. This 10,000 square foot indoor climate-controlled archery range will feature 3D targets, 3D pop-up, and state-of-the-art video shooting. DHF Archery Range will be open to the public and available for all ages. It's a great facility for hunters and archers alike and located in the center of the Ozarks in beautiful Bull Shoals, Arkansas. That's DHF Archery Range, coming in 2018. Keep on the lookout for more details and their grand opening announcement soon.
They said, I'm not ready to move. I'm not ready for such a change. I'm not ready to give up my independence. Then, after receiving a lot of love and encouragement, they moved to the Good Samaritan Society. They said, I should have done it years ago.
Senior care and services from the Good Samaritan Society.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either a terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
You've tried medications just cover up the pain, and you've tried dieting to help lose weight. Before you try something drastic like surgery to get rid of the numbness and tingling, why don't you try a better approach to health? Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Osgood, and at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we heal the whole person the natural way.
At Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we take a hands-on approach to chiropractic care, massage therapy, and nutritional counseling. Our 20 years of service has led to successful results.
When I come in to see Dr. Osgood, sometimes after one adjustment, I have immediate relief. Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 adjustments.
I recommend Mountain Home Family Chiropractic because it really works and keeps me pain-free.
Mountain Home Family Chiropractic supports the community by donating to Mountain Home Food Basket and the Lions Club. Request an appointment with us today at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic. Excellence for your body and frame alignment.
Hello, I'm 7:18 on this November 29th, and I want to welcome to our set Denis Dunderdale with Arkansas Game and Fish. Dennis and I have been doing this for several years now when we did the radio show and moved everything over to XO7 TV because we are local here.
That's right. Yeah. Well, as local gets, because, you know, with my friends up in Boston now are probably watching this live because I was able to send them the link and they can watch that on the internet. So,
cool.
And I don't have cable and I get to watch it too on the internet. So
well, it's good to see you.
The wonders of it's good to be here. I kind of missed skipping last month, but boy, we sure have a lot to talk about this month. Of course, being towards the end of November, we are right at the apex of our deer hunting season. Actually, the modern gun season comes to a close this Sunday. But we have we have a very long deer hunting season if you're not just a rifle hunter or a modern gun hunter, as the technical term is, because our season starts early in September if you're an urban archery bow hunter up in Bull Shoals and Lakeview, and plus other communities in the state do that too. But our regular archery season, you know, we talked about that. It opens, excuse me, third Saturday of September, and it runs all the way through the last day of February.
Wow, that's archery, you said?
That's archery, yeah. Then modern gun, we have a muzzle loading season, and then the modern gun season, which is what, the vast majority of deer hunters, they're modern gun hunters. That runs through, what's Saturday's date? I'm not looking at my calendar here, but
there's a calendar.
I want to
right
here.
The
second, is that right?
Second.
So the third Sunday is the close of the modern season. And then it shuts down. Then we have a muzzle loading season that opens up again in a couple of weeks. I'll have to look at that date. And that runs for that runs for several days, a week or something like that. And then we have a special Christmas modern gun season. So we have 3 days for the December 26th, 7th, and 28th. And then that's pretty much it for firearms. But then the archery season, of course, still stays open. So we have a lot of deer hunting to do in Arkansas.
And what was the ending date on archery?
February 28th.
Wow.
And what we got, boy, I got you here because I notice. Of course, I know you're going to go over the changing of laws and different things that have happened. But when your archery extends all the way over modern gun and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in modern gun season, do you have to abide by modern gun rules, or do you still abide by archery rules if you're doing archery at that moment?
You abide by the rules of the season you're in and the firearm that you're using. So, so here's how that works. If the archery season opens in September, a good example of that would be the hunter orange requirement. You're only required to wear hunter orange, which is 400 square inches on your chest and back, plus an orange hat. You must wear that if there is a modern gun or muzzle loading season open.
Okay.
If those seasons are not open and you're archery hunting, then you don't have to wear that. So you abide by those. As far as the bag limits and how many deer you can take, that really doesn't have so much to do with, well, in a way it does, but it doesn't have so much to do with the method that you're hunting on that given day. However, there are restrictions on how many deer you can take with a rifle, how many does you can take with a rifle, because you can only take 2 bucks. But different zones have different rules on how many deer you can take with a rifle. The rest you have to take with archery, and that can either be bow and arrow or crossbow.
And that can be done like where I live now. By modern gun, you can get buck only. You cannot get doe in the forestry district that I'm in. Sillamore Forestry District is buck only by rifle. But by bow, I can get doe. Can I get the doe during modern gun season, or do I need...
I'm going to have to look that up, Scooter.
It used to have a restriction in there. It says with modern gun, you had to follow the modern gun rules, but that it's no longer in the book that way.
And the Sillamore WMA has some very different rules than...
They have a lot of different...
I don't want to say than the rest of the state, because... And the reason for that is that's U.S. Forest Service land, and we cooperate with them with their requests, and there's just different parameters.
Gotcha.
Number one, the North Unit on Sillamore only has, I think it's a 9-day rifle season.
That's
the South Unit, you can hunt during the regular season.
We bring the zone map up here?
Yeah. You can only have...
you got it on there? I'm going to bring it up. Here's the zone map.
Where you can take a buck, you can only take one, and there's things like that. So I would have to look. But that really segues to a very important point. When you're talking about the regulations, and I know this tends to get a little complicated, so it's important that you get a regulations book. You can pick one up any place that sells licenses, or you can stop by our office in Mountain Home, or in Yellville at the Fred Berry Center, or just call Game and Fish. I'll give their number out several times in a few minutes. In fact, I'll give it right now. The Little Rock number is area code 501-223-6300. If you get stuck for any of that, I'll give you my number. It's area code 870-321-5548, and that's my cell phone. It'll ring right to me. So, but anyway, there's a bunch of ways to get those. You do need to get it, or you can look it up online. It's all on this same website that we're looking at. But there's statewide regulations that go across the state. Doesn't matter where you are. Things that includes things like hunter orange and what size rifles you can use. You can't use rimfire, and has to be larger than .22 caliber, and all of that. Then there are zone-specific requirements, and that has more to do with bag limits and season dates. And then there's WMA, Wildlife Management Area requirements, and each wildlife management area has its own additional regulations. So if you're going to be hunting basically on any public hunting ground, you need to know which wildlife management area that is, and look in the guidebook or look online to see what those regulations are.
Was that in on the? Okay, I'm on big game deer.
And that does, and this is where a lot of people get confused, because those wildlife management areas do pertain to your private property when it's inside that area.
Yes, they do.
A lot of people think that, well, that just pertains to national forest side.
That's right.
No, if your property, you have to abide by those same rules on your personal property.
Yeah, and do you live in the forest? Yeah, and I have other friends that do as well, and of course it's a bone of contention with some folks, but the rules are what they are.
Yep.
And that's right. So if you're a property owner and you're surrounded by forest, and you look on the map, now there are a few areas where they actually do exclude certain properties within some of those state or federal lands. But if you're not excluded on the map in those federal lands, then absolutely you're
not excluded.
Most folks are. There's very few exceptions, and those are homesteaded, grandfathered things, and I'm not quite sure how those come to be.
I'm looking right here on the website, the WMA Deer Hunt Permit Schedule, and you can go online. WMA Deer Hunt Permit, National Wildlife Refuge Hunt Permits, and all this available. There you go. Scooter's got it on the screen now. You can go to this by going to agfc.com under hunting, big game, deer, and it gives you all the information right here. This is a great website.
I'm kind of locked up on my iPad here, so let me go to my phone. That might be easier.
And also, while Dennis is looking at that, I want to bring this up. On the deer zone, I'm going to swap you out here, Scooter.
You go right ahead.
You'll see the CWD management zone. It stops at the White River, Boone, or Marion and Baxter County, but you'll see involved in CWD, which is chronic wasting disease, zone 1, 2, part of 8, part of 8A, 6A, part of zone 3, 6, 7, and I think that's it. And we'll talk about that probably in a few minutes. Did you find what you're looking for?
It came up finally. I kind of switched over to CWD when you started talking about it. But let's look at deer seasons by zones, because it looks at the zone map there. What I wanted to find was the WMA listing. General WMA regs.
Now, Baxter County is partially in zone 3 and partially in zone 2, separated by
the river,
by the White River, north and south.
Right. Yeah. Right. Speaking to that, in holdings is what we're talking about when you were saying if your private property is contained within the federal lands. I'll just read that. Each WMA is a separate zone for which the commission may establish and apply hunting regulations, and that's what we were talking about. Jumps down to the exceptions. Private lands that are, that are completely surrounded by ANHC, that's Arkansas National Heritage Commission, or NWR, National Wildlife Reserve lands, shall be subject to the same state regulations pertaining to the hunting seasons, dates, hunting hours, bag limits, and hunting permits as surrounded by the nearest adjacent private land deer zone, plus any federal regulations pertaining to either of those in-holdings. So yeah, you really need to kind of know what's going on if you live within those. A really important point, and it's one of the new requirements for this year since we're speaking about WMAs, and again, that's wildlife management areas. Simple term is public hunting grounds. It's probably the, if you don't want to get overly technical, although there's exceptions, of course, to everything. If you're going to hunt on any WMA, you have to have a special use permit. Now, it's free. You don't have to pay for it, but you do have to have that, and you have to have that as a code listed on your annual license, on your or temporary license if you're out of state temporary hunter. And the purpose of that is so that we know who's hunting, we know who's bagging on which WMA and all that sort of thing. It's sort of an extension of what we had up until this year, was called the Sweet 16 program. There were 16 wildlife management areas, and Bayou Mita was one, Dave Donaldson was one, Harold E. Robinson was one. There was 16 of them anyway, and they were managed specifically for trophy deer. And so they had special regulations. They had manipulated the habitat and really invested heavily into that. And what they have done now is have kind of expanded that through. They're still managing certain WMAs for trophies, but they've expanded the permit requirement for all WMAs, mainly because it was too confusing for hunters not, remembering, oh golly, I forgot I was going to go to this WMA and we changed our plans, went to that one, and I didn't get the permit that day. So now it's just, if you're going to hunt public grounds, get that free code. Just, you can do it online. You can call Game and Fish and have it added to your license, and go to a store that sells licenses like Walmart or most of the Snappy Marts or On the Runs or any of those places who sell licenses. You can get that there. But it's really important that you do get that, because
cause I didn't know about that, and that is one question that when I was getting my license, I don't recall has ever been brought up to me where they've asked for the WMA. I go in, they do the hunting license. What do you want? I always get the fishing and hunting combination license and then the trout stamp.
Right.
But I've never, and my property is surrounded by national forest, and I don't always stay on my property. Sometimes we do jump over into the public areas, so
Sure.
I need to get that added to mine as well.
Well, you bring up another good point, Scooter. Depending on where you buy your license, if you buy your license at a convenience store where there's a part-time clerk and, they may or may not be hunters or really, kind of up to speed on this, we don't hold them accountable to know what all of our license regulations are. We just hold them accountable to take the money and send it in and all that. It's really up to the hunter or fisherman or whatever it may be. It's important to know. They may or may not know to tell you. For example, if you're going to buy a hunting license, especially in a waterfowl area. Now, if you do this down in Stuttgart, they'll know. But they really, you need to also tell them that you want the HIP code, the HIP we call it, or the Hunter Information Program, which is federally mandated that if you're going to hunt waterfowl, you have to, it's a brief survey, and it basically says, did you hunt waterfowl last year? Did you kill ducks last year? Did you hunt in the extended season? Basically that sort of thing. But you have to have that on your license to say that you actually took that survey and provided that information back to the feds, who rely heavily on it for
And what's
waterfowl
HIP
management.
stand for?
Hunter Information Program, I do believe. I'll double check that, but
I'm
sorry, Harvest Information.
Harvest Information.
Yeah, let me double check and make sure I get that correctly. But HIP is what you want, and any
You want
license.
the HIP code.
HIP code is what it is, and I'll verify what those
for
initials
fowl?
do. It's for waterfowl. Mm-hmm.
Okay. We need to take a break.
Wow, that was quick.
Boy, zippity doo-dah. Here it goes.
We are probably
Be
going
right back.
we're probably going to take some short breaks here because we've got a lot to cover.
More with Dennis Dunderdale, Arkansas Game and Fish, right after this.
Hello, I'm Charles Ferguson. Here at Mountain View Chevrolet, we still do business the old-fashioned way with honesty and integrity. And we have a good inventory of new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs from large to small. Our service department has all GM certified technicians, and our friendly salespeople are ready and eager to fit a car truck to your needs in a price range you can afford. We also have a lot full of pre-owned cars and trucks, program and new car trade-ins to choose from. So come see us at Mountain View Chevrolet.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the Pie Lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home. Your White River getaway starts at Cotter Trout Lodge, where you find convenient, clean, and affordable accommodations right in the heart of Cotter, Arkansas. Take advantage of the Natural State Fly Shop across the road for all your supplies and guided fly fishing needs. Countless delicious homemade menu options await to satisfy your hunger cravings at the White Sands Cafe. Your complete White River getaway is cradled in the east arm of the historic Ruthven Rainbow Bridge at the Cotter Trout Lodge, Natural State Fly Shop, and the White Sands Cafe.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
More than just propane, Reeves Propane provides you full-service propane delivery as well as tank and piping installation. We are your dependable choice, offering the very best in personal service with on-time deliveries and competitive prices. Reeves Propane also sells and installs tankless water heaters and appliances and can even convert your gas cook stove to liquid propane. So no need to fuss and cuss about bad service. Call us at Reeves Propane. We greatly appreciate your business and God bless.
7:36 on this November 29th. We're hopefully going to get some rain. Boy, we need rain. Reminder, if I heard correctly, and I'll stand corrected if I'm incorrect, but I think the city of Mountain Home is under a burn ban. I don't know about Baxter County, but might as well just say expect burn bans all across the state.
The Baxter County puts a flag on their website, but I didn't see one on the Mountain Home homepage. But Baxter County's homepage should say the burn ban is on or burn ban is off, because that's usually where Cotter goes by whatever the county is going by, and that's.
I'm gonna check that.
Where we're at right now, though, you don't need to be burning too.
Yeah, if you need to be told there's a burn ban, and
yeah,
then there are other issues. Yeah.
Anyway, visit with Denis, Dunderdale, Arkansas Game and Fish, and you're digging for something over here.
Well, I was just looking for something, but I do want to cover, we'll come back to that after the next break. I do want to cover, there are quite a few significant regulation changes this year, mainly having to do with licensing procedures, how to buy the license, how to carry your license, and all that. So I want to talk about that for a little bit. Firstly, we don't have those long strips, you know, and I still have my last year's with me, but we don't have those long strips that had all the tags on the hunting license the way we used to. And the reason, I'll be quite honest, comes right down to cost. Those were quite expensive. So Arkansas, as most of the states in the country now have, switched over to a general, regular 8.5 by 11, printed off your own printer, or if you buy it at a retailer who sells our licenses, they'll have a printer and they can print it off. Or you can go online and do it yourself on your phone or on your computer, your iPad, or whatever, and carry it electronically, or print it again. You know, when you buy your license, if you provide your email address, which you're not required to do that, but if you do provide it, then they will send you a PDF of your license. You can carry that PDF on your phone, just save it as a document, and use that as your license. So you can show that to the wildlife officers, and they'll accept that as proof of license. Or you can print from that as well. Or if you want to, you can upgrade for a nominal fee. I think it's $3, and they'll send you a hard plastic.
Kind of like a driver's license size.
Well, no, it's more like a credit card size. And you can carry that, and that of course is waterproof and impervious. The big issue came down to the tags, and we've gotten a lot of feedback. Not much of it was positive on the tagging system, in terms of what you tag with and how you do it. And of course, on the 8.5 by 11 printer sheet that you get, you can use those tags, but they're just printer and they're inkjet. So as soon as a drop of water hits it, they bleed. Plus, they'll tear off. You can't really pin it onto the deer or wrap it around the antler like you could with the Tyvek paper. What we recommend, if you're going to use the paper, put it in a Ziploc bag and then use a zip tie or a twist tie or something like that, and wrap that whole Ziploc bag around the antler, and that'll stay put. In fact, I've done that. That works. Also, places that sell licenses. In fact, I've got mine with me here, but I'll pull them out in a second. Places that sell licenses will give you a free courtesy tag. It's a little it's small. Here they are. Yeah, I got them right here. And I just keep these with me in my license. And I don't know if you can get a zoom on that, but you know, there's one there. I don't know if you can do that.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Okay, and these are free. You know, you can get
string or baling wire right there. Goes right around
I carry 6 of them. Well, what I do, and we recommend folks do, is in my backpack, I carry a freezer Ziploc. You know, because it's heavier. The double Ziploc, not the sliding kind with the little slide thing, but just the regular double zipper
falls
type.
Off anyway.
It does, and they're not waterproof. But in that, I will put these, a couple of pairs of latex gloves, or Nalgene gloves, or whatever they are, some zip ties, and a pen. And then I also put a Xerox copy of my license in there. So I've got everything I need. Now that way, if I forget and leave my wallet in the truck, I've got my license with me. I've got proof, that I'm legal to hunt. I've got all the goodies with me. I've got gloves that I've got with me, because now when I process a deer, I do wear gloves. Not that you have to. It's just neater and easier for me. And I've got my tags. And what I do is the night before, I'll take at least one tag, and I'll put. You have to have your name, of course, and your customer ID number, which is your license number. And I'll put those 2 already on the tag. So all I have to really fill out on the tag then is what zone I'm in, the date of the harvest, and what else? Yeah, what zone, the date, and the time. And that's it. Then I pin that on the tag. Now, here's the other important thing that folks need to know is if you have cell service, we've got our app, and I wanted to talk about that in a little bit, but we've got the app or the website. If you have phone service, then you can call Game and Fish. You can call. We have a number. It's area code 877. It's a toll-free number. 731-5627. You can call that number and register your deer. Or you can go to the Game and Fish website, agfc.com, and right on the very top of the home page is a hot button for register game.
I just got sent a message. Why did they go away from check-in stations, and has that affected the number of deer checked each year?
We don't think it has. We kind of went away from those a few years ago.
For what reason?
Mainly for cost and staffing, and it was very labor-intensive to do that. Mm-hmm. But again, the controversy there was a lot of people, and I'll say personally myself included, kind of look at that as part of the whole hunting process. You swing by the check stations, have a cup of coffee, and you're usually a game warden there, a biologist or whatever, and you get updates on what's happening. Well, it just got to be too labor-intensive to man those in all of the places that we did. And
well, when you look at that zone map, if you're in the southern part of the zone, you had 1 or 2 checkouts, maybe been 15, 20 miles away.
Yeah, and because back then we didn't have the technology we have today, so really that was about the best way to make sure that everybody got their game checked in a timely manner.
But don't you just like somebody that has his act together?
I'm not so sure about that, Dale. What I've got is I work for an agency that has some pretty good technology that I can refer to in a flash here.
I can safely tell you I plan on keeping his phone number handy.
Yes.
We get a lot of phone calls. My favorite one is getting stopped at the fuel stations. And please, if you're one of these, don't hesitate to stop and ask a question. We do encourage that. But it's really funny. I'll be standing there pumping gas. I'll be in a Game and Fish truck, wearing a Game and Fish hat, with a Game and Fish uniform with the logo on the shirt and all that, and somebody will come up and say, "You work for Game and Fish?" I got a question.
Here's your shot.
And they usually, have a pretty good question to ask, so we do encourage that. But anyway, that's sort of a little inside joke that we kind of chuckle about. But yeah, we're happy to answer questions, and that's why I give out my phone number, and that's why we have our website. And if you forget my phone number, all you have to do is call the Little Rock office and say, "Hey, who's the education guy up in North Central Arkansas?" And they'll
give me a call. A lot of people know me, so
that's right. Call the TV station, or call Dale, or find me on Facebook too. Now I don't think I'm searchable on Game and Fish's Facebook page, although we do have one. But I've got my own, and you can reach me that way. Anyway, back to how you can check your game. There's a bit to it. If you have checked your when you check your game, and there's two different things. One is tagging the game, filling out the tag, fastening it to the animal if it's a buck onto the antler, or to the ear if it's a doe, or to the ear if it's either sex, or to the antler. Turkey's the same kind of thing, although there you wrap it around the leg of the turkey. But if you've got cell service or internet service where you can do that right away, you can be standing over the deer while it's still warm, check the deer, and then there's no need or legal requirement to actually tag it. Once you have that certification or registration number, we call it. What do they call it on here? Well, they don't even put that on there now, but once they have that number on file for you, write that number down, because you may lose your cell service. So if a game wouldn't check you, you want to make sure you can give them the number. But if you do that on the iPhone or Android app, or on agfc.com, or by calling in the number, and you've got that, it'll give you your certification number. It's like a letter like A11Q5, be something like that. Write that down. You're good to go. You don't have to have a tag on that animal from that point on.
What I do is, because I use the app for checking them in.
I do too.
And it's really easy. You just go through, you check in the deer, and then when I get my confirmation, I take a picture of my front screen. I'm done.
There you go. Yep. If you do a screenshot, you're right there. Yeah.
I've got it saved. I'm done. I don't have to do anything. I mean, that app has been very handy. Yep. But one of the things I did want to mention about the app is there's also a spot that you can see when sunrise and sunset is that day. So you know exactly if you got 30 minutes.
I don't know if you can get this or not. Can you do a zoom on that?
Yeah, let me switch
this
over.
Is what
he can do anything.
He's pretty good. Well, let's see. Is that going to go?
He can even flip pancakes.
Well, that's all the zoom I got on that.
I know he makes some. He makes some dastardly biscuits. I know that. I've got the waistline to prove it. Anyway, let me tell you what that app is about. It's different than the website. Now, this website is really deep. I mean, there is so much information on agfc.com that. But for the app, it's a different thing altogether. There's a hunting tab, a fishing tab, a trophy case tab, and a near me tab. Now let's just click the hunting tab for a second. You've got 6 different choices. The first one is check game, and that's what we were just talking about. If you check in, you got to, when you download the app, go in and set it up, put in your license number and all that stuff, so you're all there, good to go. You've got a deer hunting observation collection program, and that is if you're out hunting and you see different types of wildlife, we'd like to know about that. If you see turkeys, if you see beaver, if you see other forms of game, if you see an elk, we want to know about that. It's got the dates and bag limits, hot link to the regulations page. There's a direct link to the regulations page, so you can look up the whole regulations thing on PDF form there. You can buy your license. Say if you're in the parking lot, hopefully before you actually start waterfowling, and you say, holy cow, I forgot to get that HIP. You can go do that. And then the coolest thing is the bottom one is the sunrise sunset timer.
There you go.
And you pull that up, and it will default to your current location.
The sun is up.
Yeah, but if you're up, say, in Jonesboro, and you're going to be hunting down in Hope, on the far side of the state, you're going to have different sunrise sunset times. Of course, for deer hunting and duck hunting, legal shooting hours is 30 minutes before sunrise. So you need to know when exactly what that time is. This will tell you that. It also gives you sunset, because for deer hunting it's 30 minutes after sunset. So really, really strong. Or if you want to change the date, or if you're not going to go for a couple of weeks or a month from now and you want to see, okay, well, what time do I have to be in my stand, you can set in a date a month and a half from now. It will tell you what sunrise, sunset is on that. It's a really cool app, so I strongly suggest you get that. Also has a trophy room, so that as you check your game, you put that all in. It has a little button on there saying, do you want to save this in your trophy room? Save that. It keeps a list. So I've got a list of everything I've killed right here. I've got this year's deer, last year's deer, ducks, the alligator. I killed an alligator last year. That's
I remember
there.
that,
Yeah. So you can keep all that with a picture of it, so you can, you get your bragging rights. And it's a really good app. So get that. You buy that out of the App Store, or what? I'm not an Android guy. What do they call it where you buy Android apps? The Android Store or Play Store or something?
I'm not an Android.
Anyway, but if you're an Android person, you know how to get apps. And
hold that thought. I got to squeeze in another break.
Okay.
Scooter, let's go to this burn ban map real quick, and we'll go to commercial break real quick. More with Dennis Dunderdale. This is the burn ban for state of Arkansas as of today, 11/29/2017. Everything in red is under a burn ban. Everything in green is no burn ban. So you can see
Baxter is under burn ban.
The whole county. So we got Carroll, Boone, Marion, Baxter, Fulton, Randolph, Lawrence, Sharp, Clay, Searcy, Stone, Independence, all in our viewing area. Lawrence County, Jackson County, Claiborne, Van Buren, all the way down to Plaskin Farm.
Izard County is not. They're still showing green, but I would not.
I bet that changes later today.
Yeah. I would
Be right back.
recommend it.
Taking a break.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Coming in 2018, VHF Archery Range, brought to you by DeerHunterFan.com TV and Steadyform. This 10,000 square foot indoor climate controlled archery range will feature 3D targets, 3D pop-up, and state-of-the-art video shooting. DHF Archery Range will be open to the public and available for all ages. It's a great facility for hunters and archers alike and located in the center of the Ozarks in beautiful Bull Shoals, Arkansas. That's DHF Archery Range coming in 2018. Keep on the lookout for more details and their grand opening announcement soon.
They said, I'm not ready to move. I'm not ready for such a change. I'm not ready to give up my independence. Then, after receiving a lot of love and encouragement, they moved to the Good Samaritan Society. They said, I should have done it years ago.
Senior care and services from the Good Samaritan Society.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either a terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
It is 7:53, final section of Down on the Corner for this November 29th, 2017, visiting with Dennis Dunderdale of Arkansas Game and Fish. I always had so much fun with Dennis on the radio program. I'm moving over to TV, and hope we can continue this for many years to come, Dennis.
Oh, I suspect we will. We were just talking during the break how much more fun it is to be able to actually pull the page on the website that we're talking about so that the viewers can see it. It was a little bit more difficult on radio, because radio is good for some things, but not visual. Last point I want to make about the tagging. Of course, we showed you those free tags. Also, in our guidebook, which I should have brought one in from the truck, but on page, what page number is that? I just had it written down here. Page 53 of the guidebook. There's a tag that you can either make Xerox copies of or tear it out of the book if you have to and stick that in your Ziploc bag. Of course, it's just that thin copper colored paper that so it's not going to stand up very well. But if you put it in the Ziploc, it'll be just fine. Or for that matter, if you have nothing, take a piece of paper, take a $20 bill, take whatever you've got, and write down. Make sure that it's got the following information. You need to have your name, your customer ID, which is the license number on your license, the time and date of your kill, and the zone that you harvested, whatever it is bear, and that's for bear, deer, elk, or turkey. Those are what we consider big game. Okay, so any big game you have to tag that, and you can, like I said, use any of those sources, and if you don't have that, write it down on whatever you've got, somehow fasten that onto the deer. Or, like I said, if you've got cell service, then just, call that in. But make sure you write down that registration number if you do it online, because there's a better chance than not that you'll either lose service. My luck is my battery dies and all that kind of stuff. Of course,
if
that happens,
if Jerry wrote it down on one of his $100 bills?
Yeah, that would probably be unwanted. Take one of them. I mean, he's got plenty.
And just go ahead and just zip tie it to the hole.
Yeah, that's right. Stick it in the deer's mouth. Do it. No, it really has to be fastened. So, but also keep in mind too, if a game warden stops you, they have radios. And although we're not promoting this as the preferred method, but if all of that falls apart and disappears, and you've tagged it and checked it and all that kind of stuff, the game wardens can radio to our radio room. And with your date of birth and your social security number, or, some basic information, they can tell exactly what license you've got, when it expires, whether you've checked your animal. They have access to that information. So you're not completely dead in the water, but we do want you to follow the protocols and do all that. Here's another important point, too, mainly for deer camp folks, but also taxidermists. Of course, they know this, and processors, like Twin Lakes Packing, Marcia. By the way, if you watch the show, Marcia, you do a great job. We appreciate you down there at Twin Lakes Packing. Anyway, deer camps, taxidermists, processors, they're required to label all parts of any given deer with that same basic information. Now, when you bring it into, say if I brought some meat into Twin Lakes to have ground up and sausages made from some of it, they will write down your registration number. So they'll make a note of your name, the registration number, and then they'll keep that right with your animal. While they're there, they actually give you a reference number that they keep with the animal, and they keep a list. And that way, if the game wardens come in, they can check that and see who's doing what. At deer camp, it's pretty important, because if you get 6 or 7 guys, you might have who knows, 20 deer all hanging around. Each one of those deer, and even if it's quartered up, say if you've got 2 hams and 2 shoulders and back straps and all that, those all have to be, if they're separated, they all have to be labeled individually. If it's still all on the carcass, then each carcass has to be labeled with your name, your date of harvest, that basic information.
It's just all tracking information is what
it's
you're doing.
And the reason for that is so that one guy can't go out and kill 15 deer, and the other 6 guys at camp haven't got anything, because, well, these all, you got to put that on there. And for tracking information purposes only.
Down to a minute and a half.
Okay, if you're going to transfer a deer, say if I'm going to give you some, Dale, I want to give you the backstrap. I'm not sure I like you well enough to give you the backstrap. I might give you some hamburger. But
Gee, thanks.
No, just kidding. I'll give you any backstrap you want. But if I am going to give you part of my game, I also have to give you a transfer tag with that. I can either write that stuff down. There's a transfer tag sample on page 29 of the guidebook. So basically
they would have to know that I own part of the deer that you harvested.
Well, if you have a deer and you don't have a license that proves that you've properly tagged and registered that deer, then you're kind of in hot water. So then you need to know somebody did. It's okay to give you the deer, but they need to know that it came and that it was properly registered.
That's like putting the VIN code on fenders and glass and doors.
It's exactly like that. Yes.
Final minute.
It's the same kind of thing. Okay, we talked about general use. We talked about, hey, our harvest is going pretty well this year. I've just got Baxter County and total state numbers. Of course, you can go online and look at the deer harvest, and it's up to date as of today. But year to date for Baxter County, there's been 1,413 antlered deer, which for the most part is bucks, 197 button bucks, which is anything less than a 2-inch long antler on both sides, 1,127 doe for a total of 2,737 deer total for Baxter County.
30 seconds.
Last year, for the whole total for the year, for antlered, this year to date is 1,400. Last year, the whole season was 1,700. So we're doing quite well. And statewide, numbers seem a little down. We're getting close to the end of the big numbers. After Saturday, the numbers drop off. Anyway, I know we're running out of time. My number, if you need me, is 870-321-5548. Thank you.
That wraps it up. Scooter, take us home. Thanks to Dennis Dunderdale for being here today. Arkansas Game and Fish. Check them out, agfc.com.
Stay tuned for Jim Bumgarner up next.
See you tomorrow.